A couple who broke up in past find themselves in an awkward situation. After finding out that their parents have married each other, the couple decides to live like step-siblings and to hide their past from everyone. Hello and welcome back to our channel iSky. Today we are going to do a recap of the anime series called My Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex. Episode 1. In the summer of the second year of junior high school, Yumai confessed to her classmate, Mizuto Arito, and the two began dating. At first, the two spend time as a couple, but due to a slight misunderstanding, they become estranged from each other and break up after graduating from junior high school. However, 2 weeks later, Mizuto's father and Yui's mother, who were both single parents, remarried, and Mizuto and Yui became siblings with the same surname of Arito and in the same house, started their new life. Mizuto and Yui are concerned about their parents' newlywed life and decide to hide that they were a couple and treat them as just siblings-in-law, even though they can't get rid of their illness when they were dating. Then, the two who went on to the same high school and had the same class, both Mizuto and Yum don't want their new classmates to find out about their past. To avoid any mishap, they are ready to set some ground rules. In school, it didn't get any easier. Mizuto made new friends only to find out they were just trying to get to Yum.
Hey! Mizuto-kun-san!
今は私が水戸と話しているから。
Mizuto got angry and the guys backed off. Yum got some tricks to annoy her new stepbrother, too. She decided to sit beside him while wearing just a towel, but it failed because they fell on the sofa and the towel almost fell, leaving her almost naked. At that moment, they almost kissed. However, their parents arrived and they realized why they do not like each other anymore. At least that is what they make each other and themselves believe. Episode 2. Mizuto was approached by several boys within the school who wished to become friends with him. Sadly, their intentions did not appear to be genuine, as they simply wanted to get close to him to gain the attention and possible affection of Yum. However, Kagura Kawanami insists that he is not interested in Yum and is only trying to befriend Mizuto. While Mizuto believes that this makes Kawanami even more suspicious, the pair eventually teams up for the fitness exam. The degree to which Kawanami has discerned Mizuto and Yum's past relationship is still unclear. In one scene, he comments that he wants to let Mizuto in on a little something and then proceeds to mock him for defending his stepsister. This could merely be a boyish way of bonding with Mizuto or a hint that Kawanami knows more about the state of their relationship than the other boys in the school, prior to taking part in the physical exercise test. Yum meets Akatsuki Minami, who starts a rather awkward conversation about the size of her breasts. The pair continue to bond throughout the episode, in which Akatsuki's outgoing personality seems to be the perfect balance for Yum's more introspective temperament. Yum's lack of self-confidence begins to reveal itself throughout the fitness exam. While she has managed to establish herself as a model student, she fears that her inexperience in sport will damage her crafted image at school. The pair continue to push throughout the test, completing a variety of tasks including sit-ups, sit and reach, standing long jumps, handball throw, and a 50 meters dash. However, in the end, it's all too much for Yum, and she ends up fainting and being taken to the nurse's office by Mizuto. While Akatsuki teases Yum for being bad at athletics, she admits that this makes it easier to get closer to her. Akatsuki reveals that she initially found Yum difficult to approach, as she is pretty, smart, and out of her league. Despite Akatsuki's onslaught of jokes about Yum's performance, she is actually a kind and caring figure and proceeds to look after her throughout the day. Exhausted by the fitness exam, Yum stays home in bed and is tended to by Mizuto and Akatsuki. While Yum appreciates her former boyfriend helping her recover, she is frustrated that Mizuto and Akatsuki have begun to build a rapport. Mizuto assures her that there is nothing between them other than friendship and that it's simply in Akatsuki's nature to be friendly with those around her. After she heads home, the former couple is left alone, and Yum insists that Mizuto stays by her side until she feels better. The pair hold hands as Mizuto recounts the last time Yum was sick and how their relationship began to break down. Eventually, Mizuto takes Yum's temperature and discovers that she has been faking her fever in an effort to spend more time with him. Although this causes Mizuto to become angry with Yum, he calms down and decides to stay by her side. Episode 3. A flashback from 6 months ago narrated Yum shows how she used to worship items given to her by Mizuto. In the present, Yum sniffs Mizuto's boxers and then, in a state of panic, drops them on the floor and astoundedly asks herself why she did that, fearful that she'll regress to her old introverted self and what consequences would befall her if Mizuto found out. Yum decides to return them at the best opportunity. When the time comes, Yum sneaks out of her room to return them to Mizuto's room, but comes to find out that he had hoped to do the same with her bra. Afterward, the two perform rock, paper, scissors on who goes first for their impromptu family meeting, and Yum goes first. She claims it wasn't her fault and that she merely reverted to her old introverted self. Mizuto then has Yum explain what she meant by that, and she sheepishly answers that she used to treasure things given to her by him. Hearing this makes Mizuto seemingly blush, but he denies the fact. As for his explanation,
実は心の底、僕に自分の変態性をひけらかしたかったんだ。
Mizuto claims that he believed she wouldn't believe him even if he told her. How Mizuto got Yum's bra was he saw it in the dryer after he took his shower, and when he went to pick it up, their father walked in on him. Despite Yum not believing Mizuto, she gives an eerily similar story about she retrieved his boxers. Once they settle everything concerning the altercation between them, Mizuto suggests that they allow a single demand from the other so long as it doesn't infringe on the other's social norms. Yum agrees to it, which seals the deal. On her way home from school, Yum spots Mizuto with a lad at a WikiD's and immediately thinks the two are on a date. What further frustrated Yum was that the girl looked similar to her back when they were dating. The following day, Yum asks Akatsuki about her opinion on it, and she thinks of it as a momentous occasion for Mizuto. Later that day, Yum finds an extra pair of shoes at home and believes the shoes belong to the girl she saw him with at the restaurant. Hence, Yum contacts Mizuto and has him do a favor for her so she can confront the girl she suspects is in his room. When Yum believes the coast is clear, she rushes over to Mizuto's room, and before she can open it, Mizuto exits it. A conversation starts between them about the girl Yum believed to be there, which raises concerns about Mizuto's supposed lecherous behavior or whether their house is haunted. In his room, Mizuto believes that the whole paranormal incident is related to the same girl that he went to the restaurant with. A flashback reveals that the girl Yum was Akatsuki in disguise, and she wants to marry Mizuto so she can become Yum's sister. Akatsuki then explains all the personal things she'd like to do and experience with Yum when they're sisters. Furthermore, Akatsuki follows Mizuto throughout the day straight to his home. Mizuto later contacts Kagure about this and asks for his advice. Kagure tells Mizuto about Akatsuki's immense infatuation and her passion for clinging to things she holds dear until kaboom. An example of the kaboom was when Akatsuki was in middle school. She had a boyfriend to who she was passionately devoted. In the end, it killed said boyfriend's mood of her, and she broke up with her.
リリトさんのことを諦めさせりゃいいわ。
Kagure suggests that for now, Mizuto stands his ground with Akatsuki and that he does not waver with her. If, however, she becomes too much for him to handle, they'll have to take a more direct approach, which Mizuto would want to S&P. So Kagure suggests that Mizuto have Akatsuki give up her interest in Yum and suggests he tell Yum something. Later, Mizuto visits Yum's room to exercise her punishment on Yum for possessing her underwear, which is to go on a date with him. Episode 4. Mizuto takes Yum out on a date to their local aquarium as a punishment for the underwear incident in Episode 3. While Yum is overjoyed to spend more time with her newly made stepbrother, it appears something is a little off. Mizuto's usual sarcastic tone has disappeared and he's acting like more of a gentleman than ever before. Although he may simply be showing affection for his former love, there may be something else going on behind the scenes. Little does Yum note that this date is all part of Kawanami Kagure's devious plan to shatter Minami Akatsuki's delusional dream of marrying Mizuto so she can become Yum's doting little sister. To do this, the two boys plan to prove that Yum only has eyes for Mizuto. Yum is infatuated with Mizuto throughout their date and becomes overwhelmed by nearly every action he makes. Whether it's his rather dashing appearance or when he grabs her hand, Yum is overcome with emotions. While she remains skeptical about Mizuto's approach, she cannot help but feel she's finally getting the attention she deserves. However, Mizuto isn't truly on the date to please Yum or fulfill any of the desires he might have to be with her. Instead, the trip to the aquarium is simply a way for him to get rid of a problem, Minami. By using Yum as a form of bait and not being honest with her about his true intentions, some might conclude that Mizuto doesn't have any romantic interest in his stepsister. When Mizuto and Yum get back home from the aquarium date, they finally resolve the underwear incident. Yum gets to enact Mizuto's punishment by making him go through a photo shoot and having him hug her and whisper in her ear. At this moment, it becomes clearer that Mizuto still has some feelings left for his newly made stepsister after saying "I've caught you." With Minami off his back, Mizuto may have some more time to spend with Yum in an effort to rekindle their relationship. The two are becoming more open about their feelings for one another, and it seems it's only a matter of time before they are officially together once again. And that's all for today, guys. If you liked the recap and want more summaries like this, consider subscribing to our channel.